Good evening. The U.S. president is pressuring allies to help police a pivotal oil route as conflict with Iran intensifies. President Trump is demanding warships to secure the Strait of Hormuz, a route that has been largely blocked after recent military strikes. Trump warned that it would be very bad for the future of NATO if allies refused to step in to secure the straits. But the response from European allies has been less than enthusiastic, with several nations refusing to be drawn into a wider war. The conflict enters its 17th day, with no clear end in sight for the naval blockade. The blockade of this vital route has sent global oil and gas prices soaring, impacting consumers worldwide. Back at home, we have a reality check on Canada's promise to quickly ramp up oil production to help lower prices. At the pumps, prices have pushed past $2 a litre, leaving many Canadians feeling the heavy financial burden. Ottawa is relying on an expected increase in production, but experts warn that oil sands projects take significant time to ramp up. Industry analysts suggest that reaching that target by April 1st is highly unlikely, as spring turnarounds often reduce volumes. One option for relief is cutting fuel taxes, something the Alberta government says it will consider if prices remain at these levels. For now, consumers are left to bear the brunt of what could be several tough weeks ahead for the Canadian economy. There was some positive news on the economic front today, as new data shows inflation cooling to 1.8%. Food price growth has finally begun to slow, providing a slight reprieve after years of staggering spikes at the checkout. However, that relief may be short-lived as the war in Iran continues to push commodity and gasoline prices higher. The Bank of Canada will have to weigh these new risks when it delivers its next interest rate decision this Wednesday. In community news, Tumbler Ridge, BC, has been named a finalist in the 2026 Hockeyville contest. The community is seeking $50,000 for arena upgrades following a tragic shooting that took 8 lives last month. Meanwhile, much of British Columbia is under weather warnings as an atmospheric river brings a high risk of flooding. In the east, heavy snow and freezing rain have shut down highways and schools across Ontario and Quebec. Turning to international news, the entire country of Cuba is without power tonight after its national grid collapsed. The collapse is another blow to a deepening energy crisis exacerbated by the ongoing U.S. oil blockade. In the tech sector, Meta is reportedly planning to slash up to 20% of its workforce as it pivots toward AI. While Meta calls the report speculative, it fuels growing concerns that AI is increasingly replacing well-paying tech roles. Amazon, Block, and Atlassian have all announced significant job cuts this year, citing the shift toward automated technologies. For Gen Z, breaking into this rapidly changing market is increasingly difficult as youth unemployment ticks up to 14%. Canada is making a major move to secure its own access to space, investing $200 million in a new spaceport. The facility in Nova Scotia will allow Canada to launch its own payloads, ending its reliance on American and European rockets. With 20% of the economy relying on satellite connectivity, the government says sovereign launch capability is a matter of security. However, this new investment comes at a cost, with Ottawa cutting back on programs like the Canadian Space Agency's lunar rover. Finally tonight, a banner evening for Canadian talent as Hollywood crowned its best at this year's Academy Awards. The film, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, took home Best Documentary, highlighting the bravery of those documenting state propaganda. The Montreal duo behind The Girl Who Cried Pearls won Best Animated Short, marking the 12th Oscar for the National Film Board. Director Maggie Kang won Best Animated Feature for her love letter to Korean culture, representing Sheridan College alumni on the world stage. Canadian production designers also won big for their work on Del Toro's Frankenstein, proving Canada is a global leader in filmmaking. That is Global National for this Monday. I'm Donna Sen. We leave you tonight with a look at your Canada. Good night.